What the
Hello,
fuck is the
everyone.
menu?
Yep.
Oh,
I knew I'd get you.
God.
Restart.
Yeah,
Nope.
no, we're not
Episode
restarting.
No, restart.
Welcome to
We're
the
a professional
TNT podcast, episode 148. I even looked up the numbers so that we would know.
What's the matter, man? This is not a professional podcast.
It's not professional.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a professional podcast.
And for the
Forget what your brother says.
For the 148th special episode, we are back to the original crew because it is myself, your host, Timpedia, and on my right.
Friedman, also known as Andrew, but mostly known as Friedman.
And on my left.
Just Tyler.
And that's just it. It's just the three of us.
It's just the TNT podcast. No rebranding.
It's actually the TNT podcast, not the TNT podcast plus one.
Yeah.
But we have some stuff. We skipped last week. Apologies, everybody. But, you know.
Life happens.
Things happen when we're all old. But that's okay because we can bring back one of the
we got the
most
classic lineup.
lost categories.
One that appeared in every single one of the first 70 episodes of this podcast. That's right. It's Overdank news.
Oh, yeah.
I should have prepared like a sound effect for this bit. Anyway, only reason I'm bringing this up is just because I think the Overwatch 2 PvP beta went live like this evening, and they're running this promo where if you super duper want to play the beta, you should watch 5 hours of Twitch streams tomorrow, which I get what they're doing. They've done this before for Overwatch League, but asking people to just be like 5 hours on Wednesday, just watch Twitch, please, is the most ridiculous thing I've heard. Either way,
yeah, I really don't understand.
In the background.
Yeah, that's what I have to imagine. Over half of people are doing that.
I mean, that's how I got all the free skins on their old things. Where it's like, oh, you gotta watch 2 hours of random streamers on these particular schedules for the next month. Whereas this one is just like, yeah, please watch tomorrow, middle of the week, for no reason. Anyway, I'm excited for it. I don't know about you guys, but I still do jump back to Overwatch every couple months, and I have fun in several games, and the same thing happens every time. I'm playing in a match, and then out of nowhere I get fisted, and then I'm like, I don't want to play this game anymore. And thankfully, that should change, because Doomfist got a complete rework.
So I gotta say, I haven't played an actual shooter probably seriously since we did the Halo LP. And I was watching a little bit of Valorant footage today, and it kind of made me want to play an arena shooter like that again. And I would love to. I mean, I've always said the thing that I would not hate about Overwatch 2 is the PvE stuff. I'm down for fun shooter PvE stuff that isn't a grind like fucking Warframe and Destiny.
Oh, hell yeah.
Friedman,
well, I mean, you know me and Luigi are going to be playing the PvE, so if you want to join us, feel free.
I would do that if I can. I mean, like I said, you guys have heard me how many times talk about loving PvE stuff, and at this point in my life, I love Freeman. How many times recently have we just been we're bored, it's only us online, let's do a couple rounds of bots fucking or just gun game or something cheesy and simple and quick on Counter-Strike. Yeah, that's the shit I would do. I would play this if it was just low pressure PvE or just dumb fun game modes, not get sweaty mode.
I was going to say, you should find a mode of rated, and I realized that's about as much PvP as it is PvE. But yeah, Overwatch coming out, probably going to jump back in a little bit to it. I guarantee you I'm going to get sick and tired of it after 2 weeks and then not want to play it until the launch comes out. Guarantee that's what's going to happen. Because it is just the PvP beta.
Not going to lie, regardless of everything else happening these days, I probably wouldn't play it all that much, specifically because, again, I'm at the point where I have had way too many times where I have been burned out on games because I played them too much. In the early stages. I remember playing Terraria, I remember playing Minecraft, and it's now I would never go back to those games.
So
because, holy shit.
The one saving grace for Overwatch, though, is the way I used to play it was I'd hop on and play just 2 games and then leave. And it was a real great way to fill 20 minutes because games are timed.
Yeah.
So, I've been looking for this, fill in the hole in my time slot kind of game. And too many games, you got to sit down for an hour to play this. And it's I have 15 minutes, please.
I don't want to get into it too much, but that's kind of why I haven't played as much Elden Ring lately, because it's just, man, it's so big. I feel, whoops, holy shit. Knocking shit around on my desk.
Oh, Jesus.
I feel as soon as I get back into Elden Ring, I'm man, I don't want to take 2 hours to learn the patterns of a boss and try to beat it. That's a lot. But anyway, that's not about Overdank. But
yeah, but that's it about Overdank.
Let's switch to Nintendo.
Yeah, let's go to Universal Studios and visit Nintendo Land.
So,
so there's a leak coming out that the company that did it's not the emulator, I guess it's whatever emulator the Switch uses for when you have Switch Online and want to play all your old school Nintendo games. Internal documents were released saying that Nintendo is commissioning their official Game Boy and Game Boy Advance emulator, leading to it probably getting added to Nintendo Switch Online Plus. Whatever the second tier is where you get N64 games, they're probably going to throw in Game Boy Advance games on there, which is just causing everyone to wildly speculate what games are going to be on there.
Advance Wars, or I don't get it.
So Advance Wars, I don't get it.
That's the one Game Boy Advance game I would happily play again these days. I would carry my Switch around if I could play Advance Wars like at work on lunch or shit.
The only concern is they straight up delayed the Advance Wars remake because there might be a war at some point. So we'll see if the Game Boy Advance version makes it into the Switch Online catalog. But the big argument everyone's screaming about is whether Mother 3 is going to come to Switch, to which everyone already knows the answer is no and is asking why is this conversation still happening.
Yeah, seriously.
But it's like it's dominating every single article, every single video is like, will Mother 3 come back? And you heard it here first, folks. It will never come out in English ever. Stop crying.
Also, who actually fucking cares? I'm sorry, who cares?
So a lot of people just got into Earthbound because it's finally available on Switch Online. Or you're like me and you try to play it and you realize, holy crap, this game is so dated, I am not having fun.
That's what I'm saying. I don't feel like there's going to be that many. Is there really that many people?
I mean, full disclosure, after not enjoying Earthbound, I want to play Mother 3 because Mother 3 is way newer. So it's got a lot of the quirks of not being like an NES era RPG.
I mean,
I got Super Nintendo for Earthbound.
So here's my thing. I don't understand. So obviously there's a huge thing about putting out nostalgic based stuff these days, right?
Yeah.
Like, and even Nintendo, how many times do they put out new Zelda games, re-release old Zelda games, re-release Pokemon, all this shit.
Well, Nintendo very rarely launches new franchises. They're all in on the
I'm aware. That's
nostalgic
why
franchises.
I agree, and that's why my point is, what the fuck? Like, how many videos or essays and everything like on YouTube have been done about Earthbound is the greatest fucking thing Nintendo ever did? Like, it blows my mind that this series, after getting all this fan attention, doesn't get any kind of stuff from it.
Yeah,
Nintendo doesn't care. They've only officially let Pokemon Red and Blue go on sale like once. You can get it for 3DS, and that is the only time it's ever been available for repurchase in the history of that video game, and it's the best-selling Pokemon game. Nintendo straight up doesn't care. They're like they treat these games like it's the Disney Vault.
Yeah, they never cared. They never cared.
They still haven't walked back the Mario collection. Like it's still supposed to be this timed release. You'll never be able to buy Mario Sunshine again, and it's absurd that they're acting like this.
I mean, it's working out for them, so they're never gonna stop.
I know.
And everybody keeps feeding it, so.
I know. I keep paying. Well, I've stopped. I haven't paid into any of Nintendo's nonsense in a while.
You aren't everybody though.
I know I'm not everyone. I still get comments left and right, friends saying like, "Why aren't you enjoying the new Pokemon games?" And it's just like, I don't want to lecture you. Please don't make me explain it.
Lecture them because they're sheep.
Please lecture.
Sheep. They are lemmings.
Ignorance is bliss.
God.
Let them be happy a little while longer. I don't want them to wake up into the nightmare like I have.
Don't want to wake up in the nightmare. No, I'm yanking the cord out. I am the battery, and I've accepted that.
Battery.
I am a battery. I accept it, and I'm doing whatever I can to not be a battery.
Goddamn. So I've been hyping up Switch stuff. Why don't I hype up one more here?
I was trying to think of if there's like a battery thing, but I don't know this game, Freeman. Why don't you tell us?
So 13 Sentinels, my favorite game about time travel, but not really. The game where the story is the gameplay and the gameplay doesn't matter. Like this game was completely overlooked when it came out on PS4, and for some reason, everyone in the universe is hyping up how great the Switch release is going to be. And the Switch release comes out, and it's literally exactly the same as the PS4 version. There is no difference. I don't know why everyone was hyping this up. That said, if you're part of the large group of people who owns a Switch, but for some reason thinks PS4 is, ooh, I don't want that. Now's your opportunity to play a really good story game, and I'm going to use this opportunity to suggest all of our listeners play it. And Tyler, I suggest that you do not.
Yeah, I figure we've had this conversation before.
We have, because I've told you guys how much I love this game. It's purely for the story, and I can't spoil why it's good without spoiling the entire story. So there's like that's the problem with this game is you have to tell people it's good, and then you're like, I can't tell you why it's good. Which is
I
worst
usually
thing.
I know I like those because those are typically the sleeper bangers. Like typically. But you said time travel, so that makes my pee soft.
It's time travel-ish.
See, it's you said ish.
Time travel adjacent.
I can't say anything.
I don't give a
goddamn.
Don't care. You
All
fucked
right.
up. You fucked
anyway,
up.
That was all I wanted to say about that. I've already talked about it in previous episodes. This is a good game. Go play it. If you like playing games on Switch, go play games on Switch. There.
Well, unless you're just Tyler and you hate it.
If
but
you don't
apparently
like
try
travel,
it anyway.
And also if you really, really don't like tactical RPGs, there's very limited gameplay segments, but it's all like tactical RPG style, like Final Fantasy Tactics. So
dude, that game's a banger though. Bless.
Anyway,
God bless.
Let's talk about Netflix real quick.
Do we
Mini
have
topic.
to?
Yes.
We
have to. We have a rare opportunity to get everyone in the group's opinion on something instead of me reading news about some anime girl going ooh.
Yeah, that's my opinion, right? That do we have to?
Man, I was actually talking about this with my dad today, and this has to do right because what?
No, getting pretty mainstream. If everybody.
Oh yeah. Well,
how often would you say that you and your dad talk about topics from the podcast?
Yeah, we have to talk with the people who are paying for our Netflix. So, even though I'm trying to get him to move to the Plex server, but I digress. The next topic, as you've heard, is about Netflix and shit. Everything burning down. Apparently, they want to take away they want to take away like people sharing credentials and like make them more individual. And people are not happy. Their stocks plummeted apparently a lot, and that's a big deal.
Oh, and they said they would run ads.
Yeah, we got news of more price hikes, and now the base tier is going to be ad supported.
Yeah, see, that's no
cable
good.
Too.
It is literally cable too, which is bad because it's like, damn, like because all these other base things like Hulu or Paramount Plus, like their base thing is also ad based, and it's like, damn, like, yo, I'm paying $15 a month for
commercials.
To watch commercials. Like, I don't, and that's why I was pissed about like Paramount, because like legally I am watching Halo on Paramount Plus, and it's got ads, and I'm like, yeah, I'm on a trial basis, but like, damn, like they expect me to pay for this shit and still have ads. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, and it's not even like, it's like the amount of, it's like slightly less commercials, I guess, you'd get on TV. But like, think about it, like, I'm paying for this service, I'm still getting ads. That's why I always thought like cable TV was fucking lame. Like once I got AdBlock Plus, to be honest, right? And I started viewing a lot of my stuff online, I'm like, you know what? Cable TV is such a fucking scam because you pay all this money for all these channels and you still have people trying to sell me shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Even worse when you realize there's the shopping network.
Oh my god. Yeah, go figure that shit out. Yeah, paying for a service so it sells you things exclusively. Think about that. Man, I love capitalism. This is great. Fucking great.
Phenomenal.
But yeah, I think this is literally it. And I was telling my dad earlier though, I was like, this really sucks that if this might be the thing for Netflix, because like they do a lot of really good stuff, and like it sucks to see them have to go this way, but I feel like it's really out of necessity because like they're hemorrhaging people because they can't keep IPs, because a lot of the IPs that that they had that they were allowed to stream, they're being taken by their original owners.
Yep.
Because they want to run a streaming service.
Yeah, they're essentially losing to direct competitors.
Yeah, and it's like, and then us, the consumers, are double losing out because it's like, okay, we're losing a thing like Netflix. And not only that, it's like we're literally, like you said, Tim, it's cable 2.0,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's like at the end of the day, it's their companies like, oh, hey, like, we'll get the boomers, right, who will pay for cable and these streaming services to double up, and or we'll get these fucking kids who want all their shit, like they're still gonna be paying like, if
At
you
the end of
think
the
about it, if
day,
you
it's
really
still
want anything,
$100, like for cable, when you have the 7 streaming services that have all the shit you
yep,
want.
Yep.
yep,
I'm
it's
I'm
fucking
hoping
terrible.
the big takeaway from this whole news regarding Netflix is that they're talking about losing subscribers at this point. Like they're not in this market where you can just convince people to sign up all the time. And a lot of their show running decisions have been around producing these one hit wonders that everyone going, wow, what's that? It's exclusive to Netflix. Let me go check it out. And now we're finding this experience where you don't want to stay on it. Netflix is the poster child of I will subscribe to binge and then unsubscribe. And
So,
that's,
you know, it's funny. I was reading one of the threads about one of these Netflix updates like a day or two ago on Reddit, and someone had a good comment that seemed really relevant. And it was a guy talking about how his neighbor apparently has a system where he looks at every streaming service and tracks what shows he wants to watch that are completed, not shows that are in progress, but completed shows or shows that will be completing. And he plans out every other
like,
month.
what are you doing each month?
Yeah, every other month or every month he unsubscribes from one and subscribes to another one, and he's always tracking which one he'll go to next, and he'll just only watch the shows that are already done or will be done in that time frame that he knows he wants to try and watch. And then as soon as he finishes that month, he switches subscription services.
I actually like this idea.
I think
It's
great.
not a bad idea.
It requires planning and self-control, but
Planning, self-control, and listen, just an abundant amount of like fake Google accounts.
why?
No,
Oh,
you
no,
just
I'm
use
not
your
even,
same
no,
account.
no,
You just sign up and remove premium.
No, why would you
no.
do
Like you literally sign up and then you cancel your subscription, but you don't delete your account. And then you just reactivate your account when it's 6 months later.
So he's only
I'm
ever
not-
paying for one streaming service at a time.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm not trying to pay for this shit.
Oh, so now you don't like capitalism. I see how
Well,
it is.
yeah. Tyler wants to go with the
Yeah.
oops all free mode, but I think paying for one service and bouncing around like that. The flip side is
Yeah, if you want to do illegal, like lawful evil kind of lawful quote evil shit, then yeah,
is it lawful? Is that lawful evil?
it is pretty lawful.
How is that lawful
Yeah,
evil?
lawful air. That's what I said. Air quotes evil.
No way.
No, I said
It's
air quotes
not
lawful
evil.
because this shit isn't. It's just illegal.
It's definitely not illegal. It's
Um,
not illegal.
I know, because you're saying it's not lawful good because he's not paying for all the services that he's trying to use their content and paying them back,
Yeah,
right?
but fuck these cable services. I think he's doing the Lord's work in a soft way.
You know what? We need more monopolies like anime, where you just pay for Crunchyroll and you never pay for anything else because only like 2 shows exist anywhere.
See, you said that
Damn.
sentence, and at first I was like, "Yeah, it's convenient." Then I was like, "Oh fuck, this is actually a problem."
Oh shit.
Hey, it's one of those lose-lose situations, isn't it great?
God, I don't want to think about this. Look, if my only hope, actually, never mind. Let's see, my only hope is Crunchyroll's fucking up worse. But like, let's be real here. That's all they do. We're this close to one website where the player is worse than all of the other players. We are this close.
I don't know, Freeman. When we were
To
at
the
your
opposite of
house,
greatness.
when we were at your place on Thursday, the Funimation player managed to do some really abysmal
God.
shit
All right.
when we were
All right,
watching.
Tyler,
Astro.
story time about how this player works. Much like the Disney Plus player,
Oh my god.
Spacebar isn't play pause. Spacebar just clicks instead of how most video players work. So it clicks on
I
whatever the
hate
last element you clicked on screen was. So I press spacebar to pause, and the subtitle menu pops up.
I hate this.
One of the episodes, Tyler, started auto-playing, and the subtitles were in Portuguese, even though we had been just watching it with English subtitles.
I can't stand this.
How does this happen?
In their defense, it's Funimation, and their website's going away at some point. So I don't.
Freeman,
I
that
don't-
was not their defense until about 2 months ago, and it
I
was.
was gonna say,
the fact that
so
half these
how
shows
long-
are still not on Crunchyroll is killing me.
I was gonna say, how long though has Funimation streaming been around?
Well, they redid their whole site like 3 years ago, like just before the pandemic, and it was
Answer my
arguably worse.
question.
It was
Answer my
arguably
question.
worse before
Answer
then,
my
but it's
question.
still not
Answer
good.
my
I will
question.
say,
Answer my
Crunchyroll
question.
has been somewhat less shit, considering my most used way of doing it is casting to the TV upstairs.
All right, hold on, wait. I need to answer Tyler's question, or he's going to get me mad. It's been since
Yeah.
at least 2013, and this was during the era where their mobile app cost $10 and you still needed premium.
So
That's how long ago it was before they figured out how pricing works on mobile app.
fucking 10 years almost.
Yes.
I hate this. I hate this. I hate it when companies I know you like companies. I know you got money. I know you can make your shit pretty good. I know you can. Just make it better. Make
All right,
the experience
I really
better,
want to
please.
transition off that because
All right, fine.
the thing. No, this is a perfect transition because speaking of companies having money and doing shitty monetization.
Oh my god, fuck Sega. All right, so news broke last week about Sonic Origins coming out, which is just Sonic 1, 2, 3, and Knuckles, I think, are the 4 games all in there.
Oh shit! Nice.
But there are animated cutscenes now linking the plots of the games together.
Cool.
Additionally, I think this is the first widescreen release since it was redone for mobile. So
Wow,
everyone's like, all right,
nice.
this is cool. Like, we've already paid for these games 1,000 times at the Sonic Mega Collection. This is the first time it's not like an emulated version. It'll have native widescreen. Cool.
This sounds great.
I'm even hyped for it. I'm like, maybe I'm probably not gonna throw in $40 this game, but I'll catch it the first time it's on sale. And then they came out with pricing. And I was like, all right, what's the price? And then they didn't come out with a number. They came out with like a Ubisoft tier chart of what you get with each version of the Sonic
Rainbow
Origins
Six.
you purchase, including the
Damn.
pre-order pack, which gives you 100 coins, which confused everyone. It was like, this is Sonic, right? Like it's 100 rings. Do you just start level with 100 rings? No, there's like a how do I put it? Like, did you ever play in Brawl? They had this like board where you like knock out achievements to unlock shit, or essentially it's just like a extra collectible system in game. Doesn't matter. But their chart makes it like so difficult to figure out how to get everything, because they could have just said, here's the base game, here's the digital deluxe that has all the bonuses, and then everyone gets the day one DLC. You could have said that in a sentence and it would have avoided confusion. Instead, they broke it down into each category of like what combinations of what get you this and that, but all of them omit the idea that the DLC is free for everyone. So everyone's just sitting here like, is there no way to own everything? And it was just a shit show.
Okay, that's shitty, but at the end of the day, if at least all 4 games are in every version and you can play all 4 games, then that's done.
There's something stupid locked behind it. Let me find this.
No, if any gameplay from those 4 games is locked, like from the original 4, I mean, like the things that are being upgraded, get fucked. If there's new levels or something, fine.
But Mirror Mode is only... Oh no, everyone gets Mirror Mode for free with the DLC. Only Deluxe gets hard missions. You can only get letterbox backgrounds, so you only play in 4x3. If you get the starting DLC, or if you buy the Premium Fun Pack, which will not be available for sale at launch. And the Premium Fun Pack and the Digital Deluxe have extra character animations in all menus.
All right,
something they decided to lock behind an extra paywall.
All right, I'm already.
And then extra music, which might be the Michael Jackson track.
I already hate this.
Yeah, the fact there's a chart is enough to make me furious.
Mm.
But that's that. I need something to whine about, and I'm not gonna stand here and criticize Game Freak's brand new work from home policies, because that doesn't impact me, even though it's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Let's just be mad.
What
at
is
Sega
that?
for a little
You
bit.
can't just drop that.
Oh, just drop that. So Game
No,
Freak
we can
and
drop it.
No.
No,
He
Kingdom
can't
Hearts
just-
4 really blows. I
Who
don't
even
want
cares about Kingdom Hearts 4? Like,
hold on, I gotta talk about this real quick.
Yeah.
So it's gonna suck. But the thing that I want to address here is everyone is mad because of the art style change. But like,
wait, are we actually talking about Kingdom Hearts 4?
Yeah, we'll start Kingdom Hearts 4. We'll
Oh.
skip the Game Freak crap. I don't want to bore the audience complaining about Japanese business culture.
God.
But Kingdom Hearts 4 got announced. I'm concerned because Nomura is supposed to be working on Final Fantasy VII Part 2, and I've seen this song and dance before. So Kingdom Hearts 4 gets announced. Very clearly, it's just Final Fantasy versus 13. We're still on that. He's still butthurt
Yeah.
that game got canceled. So, like, Sora is in the world of Virum Rex, which is just Japan, and Sora has this semi-realistic look in the trailer, but then it cuts over to Donald and Goofy somewhere else who look exactly the same, leading everyone to come to the theory that Sora looks the same as he always does, but when he's in this world, he looks like a real Final Fantasy character. So the whole internet's crying about nothing.
Oh my
Also, this game is not coming out for a while, straight out of the director's mouth. So,
You
probably
fucking
not to
hope
talk about
not.
it a
You guys
lot.
need to get Final Fantasy VII Part 2 first.
Part 2. We need to get part 3,
Yeah.
4, and 5 before this shit comes out.
Yeah. Well, I'll be
Just
I'll
to
be
Avatar.
I'll be straight up.
Here
I'll
we
be
go.
straight up. I'm not playing Kingdom Hearts 4.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm probably
I'm not
playing
doing
Kingdom
it.
Hearts 4.
Like literally,
You know who I am. All
Freeman's
I do
like-
is support bad franchises so I can continue being mad about them.
Freeman's like, I gave up
feed
on
on the
Pokemon.
rage.
I can't also give up on Kingdom Hearts for another decade.
yeah, no, I like Kingdom Hearts 3 was so bad that like I never want to play another Kingdom Hearts ever again, honestly.
Damn.
Unless it's a true
Understandable.
banger, but I don't believe that 4 is it. I don't believe 4 is going to do it.
I want to believe.
Well, you know what? You can waste your
Inhale-hopium.
money for me. How's that?
We'll do.
Either that
I'll
or
get physical copies so you can suffer for free if you truly desire it.
there you go. Or I'll come over. You know, better yet, I'll come over for we'll
Oh,
have
boy,
a we'll have a play date.
Some couch co-op shit here.
No. I'm watching you.
Oh no,
I
you're
ain't
just
touching it.
supervising.
Yeah, I'm just supervising. I'm
All
not
right,
trying.
fine.
To,
You
I'm
can
not
go and
trying to
babysit
touch
while
it.
I'm playing Kingdom Hearts 4.
I'm down.
So,
It's a
let's get
date.
off this news. Less depressing shit and more to just disappointing shit.
This is depressing too. This is depressing for me, which so hey, guess what? Movies still get delayed. It happens, unfortunately. Two big delays that happened. My big heartbreak is that Into the Spider-Verse's sequel moved to June of next year from October of this year, which is big sad for me. And I think the part 2 moved a year out as well, so it's like 2024 now.
Oh wow.
Sad. I know I think there was at least one other big movie delay along with it, but that was the only one that I cared about. But I know there's been other delays lately. But the other one that just came out today was that the Mario movie, Chris Pratt's Mario movie, is now April of next year.
I think the funniest part of this was it got tweeted out by the official Nintendo account, but they did a straight Japanese to English translation. So the tweet just opens with, "This is Miyamoto," and then he's just describing the movie getting delayed. He's like, "I just got off the phone with Chris-san, and we were gonna have to delay the movie." And everyone's like, "Was he on the phone with Chris Pratt?" And they talk about delaying the movie. They're like, "No. Chris is the first name of the director of the animation studio who's doing the project." So that was some fun confusion this morning. Everyone's like, "What is going on right now?"
Jesus fuck.
I mean, it's not a surprise. I mean, movies have always been delayed, but man, it sucks to have interesting movies delayed. Speaking of movies, though, this isn't really tied in, but apparently they confirmed today. Sony confirmed there was a Batman sequel confirmed, still with Robert Pattinson. They made it through a whole. They're doing a whole second movie with the same character.
I'm not surprised. I mean, this one did pretty well, so.
If Nolan could do a trilogy, they could definitely do another.
But is it going? But here's the $1 million question: is it going to be included in this whole like, DC universe thing that they have going on?
I was under the impression it had been soft canceled. Like they're still making DC movies, but there's not a hard adherence to the universe.
No.
That Flash movie's coming, no matter how much trouble Ezra Miller gets in.
Yeah, no, all these. You know, there's more movies coming out this year, right? Like, there's the Aquaman.
Are they all in the same universe?
Yes.
Yeah,
they're all in the same universe. This Aquaman movie. Yeah, despite how much trouble Ezra Miller's getting in, this fucking
I remember
Flash
a few weeks
movie's
ago,
getting released.
I remember last year or earlier this year he got in trouble, and then fucking
just last week.
He got arrested again in
in the span
Hawaii.
of 3 weeks, he's been arrested for assault twice in Hawaii.
Yeah,
this dude's ridiculous.
He's a piece of shit. Like,
oh,
and he's not a good actor.
We're supposed to be getting the Rock as Black Adam in October.
Oh yeah, that's also another thing.
Apparently, we're also getting the Shazam sequel later this year.
Shazam.
Tyler. Apparently, Aquaman is early next year. Actually.
Oh, okay.
But who the fuck knows how that's gonna go with Amber Heard in that movie?
Oh, she's not though. She's not in it.
Literally, this. Okay, I'm on therap.com. Oh, this.
They dropped her forever ago.
Oh well, not as of a month ago when they had this, but that's fine. Flash is also next year. And then I guess Blue Beetle was announced to be next year. Whoever the fuck Blue Beetle is.
Oh God, no, maybe I'm thinking of something else. Never mind.
Whatever. I don't know. I don't know what else is coming out, but who cares?
Damn, who
Oh,
cares?
and DC's
Yeah,
League
I
of
don't
Super
plan on
Pets.
watching really any of them.
Wait, sorry, Tim, say that again.
DC's League of Super Pets animated movie about Crypto, the super dog.
Oh God,
Oh yeah, I
that
saw the trailer for
movie.
that. That is
Yeah,
that is a small children's film.
yeah, I ain't watching
It's a
it.
small children.
Like,
That
there's
is a
kids movies and there's movies that are just for little kids.
yeah. There's a you don't. That's a movie you don't go see by yourself as an older male. You don't. It goes in
Jesus.
that category.
Goddamn.
Tell me I'm wrong.
You know what you also don't go see as a single older male in movie theaters?
What?
Some weed shit. I'm like.
What do you mean? That's the only
joke
kind of
here.
people. I'll say that's the only kind of people who go are single males.
I know. I was trying to get the joke out of it, but I recognized that I was shooting the audience in the foot really there. So
Right? Don't kill all of them at the same time.
Don't kill 'em.
Anyway, we're light on anime news. We're on week 3 of the current anime season, which means there shouldn't be announcements or new shit coming out for like 3 to 4 weeks from now. So just bask in the
I
new
keep
anime.
feeling like I'm seeing new announcement things on our anime.
They are, but they're for like shows that are a year out. So it's not like pressing news that's going to matter anytime soon.
That's
Because a
fair.
lot of these are like so and so's getting an anime adaptation, no studio, no date, no director given. Here's artwork from the original illustrator, and it's like, all right, well this might happen.
Big useful.
Yeah. But in terms of actual real news that happened, we have 2 news stories and one I'm just sad about. The first one, for anyone who's out of the loop, Toei Animation had it wasn't really a data leak. Long story short, they confirmed they were hit by malware and they have not been operating for about a month. Similar thing happened to my company. I feel for them. But all their shows restarted production. The Dragon Ball Super, Superheroes, aka the new Dragon Ball movie entirely done in awful CG, was supposed to release in April. I guess something regarding the movie may or may not have been compromised, so they couldn't just release it. So it may not have even been done. The point is, they pushed the release date in Japan back to June 11th. I'm not seeing this in US theaters.
So we'll get it next year. Got it.
I just want to hear from reviewers if it's like actually as bad as the trailers
If
make
it's
it
shit
look.
or if it's really shit.
I want to know because this isn't Broly. It will never be Broly, and I'm upset that they didn't capitalize on Broly being Broly.
I feel like we should hate watch Broly on June 11th to celebrate this shitty movie coming out. Like, can we just watch Broly again? Because that was badass.
No, the
That's
Toei executive,
pretty
yo,
bad.
Dragon Ball revenue's up. We need to put out another shitty movie so more people rent the Broly movie. It's all just one advertising.
You mean
scheme.
go to? I'm just remembering where I watched the Broly movie.
Oh yes, the most enlightened website on the internet. The hub of all things to watch.
The hub, yo, dude. The enlightenment.
Phenomenal.
Enlightenment, Jesus.
Anyway, in terms of better news for Toei Animation, several anime studios are aware of the fact that no one wants to get into animation because it sucks and it doesn't pay. So they're starting their new, animator training program, kind of in the same vein of what like Kyoto Animation is doing. What I think Mappa announced they were going to do. Basically, just a program to get new people into the system and maybe pay them, but they didn't talk about that part. But Toei's got one now, which seems pretty significant given that they're like a pretty large animation production company, as well as like one of the older ones. Moving on to the disappointing news. I was so mad putting this in the show notes because the author for Dr. Stone, who for anyone who's out of the know, Dr. Stone manga ended, I think it was within the last year it ended.
Wait, what?
Tim is floored.
Did you not know about this?
No. I'm only sad because that means it's less likely that we get any more anime.
So I'm not gonna come to that conclusion. So for shows like Food Wars, we got it closed out because it was
a
enough
piece of
material
shit. Like what?
But Food Wars. Food Wars, the manga got canceled because it was bad. Dr. Stone ended because it actually ended.
No, sure. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm not saying I'm sad that it ended. I'm just saying, like, we're back to if it was any time other than now, I would be on the... Remember how many times you were like, don't expect more anime. The manga's done. No one's selling them. It's not worth it. for all these shows that come out.
That was the old era. We're
I know, I
in the new
understand,
era of
but
IPs are strong. And,
Freeman,
like,
I understand,
Dr.
but
Stone
with
IP is
Dr.
still
Stone
strong.
being still like a year away, I'm just nervous about getting. Plus, with how shitty Crunchyroll's been on a roll with all these shows, like. Anyway, keep going. I didn't mean to derail us into Dr. Stone.
Never mind.
Keep
Sorry,
going.
Dr. Stone actually ended like a month and a half ago, so it's a very recent ending. But sorry, what was I going to say? So Boichi, the illustrator, who's known for his cultured work outside of Dr. Stone, announces he's going to start doing another manga called Amazing World Food: Understanding Everything About This World Through Eating. To which I'm like, oh man, I need a Food Wars replacement. Let's go. First chapter comes out. I don't see it posted anywhere online. Second chapter supposedly comes out. Still don't see it anywhere online. Third one comes out. I don't know what's happening here. Tweet from Boichi saying, due to unforeseen circumstances, I need to cancel the entire series. And I'm like, I don't even know what he did wrong. Like, I haven't even seen chapter 1. And it's still nowhere to be found. So I have no clue what happened.
So it's canceled before you even got to see any of it.
Yeah, it was canceled. Like, I put it on the show notes, and then I went to go look for chapter 1 so I could read it and tell you guys about it. And I'm like, the first thing that comes up is that it's already canceled. It's like, what the fuck? I can't even read it to talk about it.
Game announced just to be canceled. Like, come on.
For real. This is ridiculous. And then the last piece of news, this one's relevant to me because I still do enjoy the show, but Black Clover, the anime that could, the one that started off like complete anus and ended like a stallion. This show
like
had the biggest glow up of all time, and it's for the record, it's not worth getting into this. It's not worth sitting through all of Black Clover just for when it gets good. But holy shit, it got pretty good.
Wow.
But then it ended when it caught up to the anime, and they're like, we're gonna do a movie, which is like semi-canon. It takes place during a canon part, but none of that shit was in the manga. Point is, the manga announced that they're going into the last arc, and they're gonna take a 3-month hiatus, and then come back and do the final arc of the manga. So, kind of in the same vein with Dr. Stone, where I believe Shonen Jump likes actually closing out their anime projects. I think we're gonna get Black Clover back on TV while the final arc is coming out, so that we can get that similar time frame ending thing they seem to be doing. But I'm excited for it. I will continue Black Clover. If you are starved, and I mean absolutely starved for shonen anime, it's worth a shot. I'd
so
also
what you're
argue
saying
Bleach is in that vein.
In today's day and age, you should never be this desperate.
Like if you're like really mad about Hero Academia, but you need some other random ass shonen to simp over, Black Clover is there. But that's all I'm going to say about that, and that's also it for the Weeb shit.
And now it's time to jump into the active Weeb shit, because
the real podcast.
Now that we have done, we did last episode, we did our wrap up for last season. You know, we all finished a bunch of shows. Now we're starting a whole bunch of new shows, and we got to give our initial impressions of shows that we're working on. And the first one, I believe, out of 2 of these, are the only 2 that we're all watching. Is fucking.
Wait, Tyler, has Val hasn't convinced you to watch Ranking of Kings, has she?
No.
All right,
she's not going to.
Damn. Freeman might have words about that, but we'll get to that eventually. No, I'm talking about Spy.
I thought you were talking about Ranking of Kings.
I was talking about Ranking of Kings.
No, I was talking. Return of Shield Hero is the first fucking thing on our list, my guys.
Did we just jump? Never mind.
No. We're not the crazy ones. For you.
Yeah, we're not the crazy ones on this
Wait,
one.
what is happening? Are you saying that it's a different order?
You had a stroke, my guy.
No. I literally just asked Tyler, "Are you watching? Did Val convince you to watch Ranking of Kings?" He said no, and then you said Freeman might have something else to say about that.
Yeah, because you like
we
Ranking
must have
of
missed
Kings.
a word. Cause...
No, you like Ranking of Kings, but I'm saying the only 2 shows we all 3 are watching are Spy and Shield Hero.
Yeah, we both
I'm
missed
not
that
watching.
transition.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm also not watching Shield Hero.
Okay, hold on. So
let's just start from the top. Let's talk about Shield Hero.
That's what I was trying to do. Is so Shield Hero's back, and that's what I was trying to go to. Yay, Shield Hero's back, because we've all been pretty. I mean, it seems like everybody is consistently across the board losing hype as a group. Like Gigux video, whatever. I'm not excited. Fucking what's his face? Mother's Basement. I'm not excited.
I don't need an influencer to tell me.
No, I get that, but I'm just saying, like,
the
everyone in our group except Val watched Shield Hero, and every single one of us was like, wow, I'm not very hyped for this. And we all kind of, Leslie hasn't watched it, Luigi's been talking shit. Like, I finally caught up on Sunday, and boy, oh boy, is this season of Shield Hero. We're 3 episodes in, and Yikes! I don't think I'm gonna finish. I don't know if I'm gonna finish this, Friedman.
So there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Apparently, this arc is by far the worst arc in the entire book series, and they've already condensed it to get it out of the way. So if the arc after this, which is supposed to be better, is actually better, I'll give it some brownie points and say congratulations, you earned your 6 out of 10. But right now, this is like an active 4 out of 10. This is a bad show.
See, this is why I didn't pick it up.
Like,
This is why.
I got shot down when I voiced concerns about this, but when Shield Hero Season 1 ended and we had the whole arc with the vassal heroes and just the whole point of the arc was look at how badass now Fumi is. And that
Wait. Who shot you down?
Luigi.
Okay, I was like, I definitely was not.
I remember
like,
you were in
pouring the
agreement,
gas.
but I think Luigi didn't think it was that big of an issue. But it was just like ever since we lost the original plot hook of everyone hates the Shield bro, he's the bad guy. Like ever since that ended, Shield Hero stopped being cool.
No. Let me reiterate what I believe my point. If I'm being inconsistent, I'm sure there's a podcast, but I believe my point at the end of the thing was, I liked how the season ended. I was interested to see where it goes, but I agreed that, boy oh boy, is the main thrust. Like, I don't know where we go from here.
Yep.
Like, okay, here's a bold statement, because this was on my mind because it keeps coming up on our anime lately. If they should have pulled an 86 and ended at the end of season 1 of Shield Hero, even though there was more in the manga.
Damn.
Because I'm kind of nervous to see where 86 goes from here. I'm not gonna lie, but like, it ended on an emotional high note, and I feel like Shield Hero could have done the same thing. And 3 episodes of Shield Hero has already vastly diminished in my mind how much I enjoyed season 1.
Like I said, I'm gonna give it the next arc to really judge what season 2 is supposed to be about.
Sure.
But I don't know. This is the fact that it's even though the same studio is working on it, they're only partnered with a different studio, and I believe it's not the same director either. So any kind of quality we got out of last season is not going to be there.
It sure isn't.
It does still have the same guy doing the soundtrack, Kevin Penkin.
Yeah,
Perkin?
Because he did Violet.
He also did Made in Abyss.
Yep.
But there haven't been like too many banger new tracks. There's a lot of just old ones coming back.
Yep.
Either way, very disappointed with Shield Hero so far. We'll continue watching because I like being angry.
There was one scene for you. I know we talked about it. There was one scene that was really good, and was kind of a bit of a callback where now Fumi is riding along next to a bunch of soldiers, and they all see him and they go, "Holy shit, dude! It's now Fumi. That's fucking awesome."
The Master
Shield Hero's
Chief
here. And it's like, that's a nice little. I remember for like 10 seconds, I was like, "Oh yeah, this is it. This is the emotional set payoff for all the shit in season 1." And now it's suddenly like, and then we got to the rest of episode 3, which was like the first big battle, and it's like, wow, this battle fucking sucks. This is not a good battle to start the season off with.
Yeah, it was just garbage CG. Nothing made any sense.
Like, Freeman, tell me what anyone did there except for the one giant, like, except for the judgment callback. Like, there was literally no point to anything anyone else did in that entire battle.
Dude, the judgment callback was the worst part. He's like,
So
we're gonna use the spell. And then someone turns to me and is like, isn't that the spell the Pope tried to use to kill you? And I sat there and I'm like, is this how people have conversations? Is this people bring up failed murder attempts whenever someone references something?
It did nothing. It literally was like, ooh, we scratched him. Got him. Like, the fact that at the end of the day, Philo, Raftalia, and fucking Naofumi killed this entire fucking, it's too much.
All right, last complaint before we move on. This anime is doing a lot of show and don't explain anything. In the scene where they're cutting off the turtle's neck, Naofumi puts his shield in there to hold its wound open because it's regenerating so quickly. Whereas in the anime, it came off as Naofumi used his shield as a giant knife to cut in.
Yep.
And they don't provide any of the necessary explanation of A, what he's doing, or B, why he's doing it. Which is an awful sign of just terrible storytelling.
See, you saying that, I legitimately thought that he set it up as a blade and Raftalia and Philo pushed it, and that's how they cut its head off.
Oh, yeah. Because they also don't want to show them severing a turtle head, so they make it very not clear what they're even doing.
Oh my god. Anyway. So turning from a show that is falling in quality to a show that is gaining in quality. So I mentioned to you guys, I watched the first episode with Val of Trapped in a Dating Sim, and she was not into it, and I kind of sat on it for a while, and then over the weekend I watched one more episode, and then I watched 2 and 3 and 4 today at lunch because I worked from home today. This show's kind of pretty hilarious. This guy's kind of another Kazuma. It's pretty funny.
Jesus.
Like, this is another show where everyone goes, wow, main character, you're a real piece of shit. And he goes, yeah, that's great. I fucking hate these loser main characters who are just asshole nobles. I love being mean to them.
Oh, shit. This sounds amazing.
It's Freeman. I was honestly excited to get on this podcast and tell you, episode 1 is like this boring kind of isekai setup episode, whatever. But episode 2, 3, and 4 kind of gives off a little bit of Konosuba energy. Not gonna lie.
Oh, wait a minute. This is this show. Oh, hold up. So this one got wrapped up in a little bit of controversy because they just straight up. No, it's very minor. They straight up threw out the art style of the original like light novel, and they just have brand new character designs.
Oh, well.
So that's the only bit of controversy, that they don't look anything like they're supposed to. Like no one has the same eyes or anything.
Well, almost immediately there's a battle arc between this guy who's a mob in a dating sim game and the 5 harem characters from the Otome game. And it's the classic, like, we're having a duel, but he's way stronger, so he just talks about how shitty and what assholes the other guys are the whole fight. And I was rolling around laughing during lunch today. I was having a great time. Freeman, I would happily rewatch this to see if you would be interested in trying this out.
All right, well, after we're done with Trigun, we can give this a shot for the rare scenarios where it's just the two of us watching a show.
All right, so on Sunday, when Tyler and Val are doing D&D on their own, because Val finds more stuff for her character to do when the game doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, God.
But yeah, honestly, I'm kind of excited to see where Trapped in a Dating Sim goes, because they also are actually setting up not a mystery, but a kind of funny conflict that I genuinely didn't see coming. There is another twist on the kind of Otome game setup. But yeah, I don't want to say anything else. But this is fun, and this is definitely one of the ones I'm going to give a watch for a good comedy this season. But
good comedy,
probably the best show of this season by a country mile that ever is our new Sunday all hands on deck watch party.
Let's go.
Spy X Family.
It's funny.
It's got everything. It's got humor. It's wholesome. There's got
action,
good action. Like
smug meme faces. It's got everything you could ask for.
This show literally doesn't have a scene that goes by that we don't, as a group, we didn't get something out of it.
Yes.
Like,
I don't know.
It's just excellent. It's such a good concept. It's so fun. They use it, like, so far they've used it, like, every opportunity possible. Like Freeman said, Anya is, like, literally a meme machine with her faces in the fucking background. They're hilarious.
I love her so much. She's the best.
Like, both main characters, like, Yor is so damaged, but it's so funny, and the main character is just struggling.
He's a hero.
Like,
but yeah, no, this show is really good. This has the, I'll say it has the TNT podcast seal of approval for giving this a shot.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's easy to say we are, like, it takes a lot to make a show on our Sunday hangouts, we all want to watch it together. Like, Attack on Titan was the last one we all wanted to watch together and could watch together. Obviously, you were watching it separately, Freeman, but...
Yeah, but it still had watch potential.
But it still had the potential. Like, this season, this is the only thing any of us have all talked about watching together because it's just so good. And now that we're not in a D&D game right now, like, this is genuinely one of the best parts about Sunday is everyone getting together and watching Spy X Family. And, like, the animation is really good. Like, there's a lot of detail on everything.
Songs are just good.
Yeah, like, the opening has, that jazzy feel that Freeman always swoons for. Like,
For real.
I'm gonna sound fucked up. I enjoy it, but I don't think it's a banger like everybody thinks it is.
Nah.
The show or the music, you mean?
The show.
Yeah, he's
I think it's fine. I think it's fun.
I agree with you to a certain degree. While I love this show, I'm not gonna go out and call it like the best show ever made. It's more that I sift through so much garbage that finding anything worth watching is like a rare experience these days.
I think this is definitely the best of the season so far.
According to Freeman, that ain't fucking hard to do.
I'm not saying it is, but
Use
don't
my
know.
own words against me.
Look, I don't think anything I'm watching this season. I have how many shows? I'm looking at my anime list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shows on my anime list, and they're all airing this season. And this is definitely the best of the 6, and I wouldn't call any of them except fucking Shield Hero actively bad.
Damn, that's a shame. That's actually fucked up to hear because I really liked that first season, but I had a feeling that it was going to be like that. Like what Freeman said, I was like, damn, why do I feel like the second this guy becomes a quote good guy, I'm gonna lose interest. So I'm glad that you guys did all this research for me.
You're welcome.
Yes, no,
Wait,
I am welcome. You're
who's
correct.
becoming what?
What?
Who's becoming a good guy?
By Nafumi.
Oh,
Shield
Like, he's
Hero.
no longer this
Shield Hero.
hardened badass.
You
who
cut
doesn't
back
give
to
a shit.
Shield Hero.
He's-
I looked at my phone for 2 seconds from a work message, and I thought you were talking about. Okay.
Yeah, like, do you, man? I want to just take a second to just say, like, man, I just want like more morally ambiguous characters.
Tyler, the closest you're gonna get is the fucking Kazuma asshole character, I think. Like, honestly,
Yeah,
maybe you should
probably.
fucking watch Trapped in a Dating Sim for this just generally asshole smug guy.
Is it another isekai?
No, it is. I know. I'm kidding, Tyler. You shouldn't watch it. But, like...
You should listen to us talk about watching.
I get what you're saying.
Sure.
You want... I mean, Tyler, you know what you fucking want? You want Vinland Saga to come back.
Yes, that's what I want. I think that's it. I just want Vinland Saga.
We cracked the code,
I want like
boys.
3 characters all with Thor in their name. That's all I want.
Yeah, that's all I want. That's all I ever wanted. I think I didn't even realize that until you said it. Honestly,
I know. You're welcome. I cracked the code for you. I
There
found
it
the
is.
solution. It was Vinland
Shit.
Saga all along, boy.
it was Vinland Saga was the answer.
How could we have been so blind?
You know what's the answer to what is the Tonikawa of the season, though? Until we get new Tonikawa content.
Shikimori.
Shikimori is not a cutie, even though...
Not just a cutie.
Oh,
Important
okay, whatever.
distinction.
I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
My anime list lists it all in fucking Japanese anyway. I don't know what any of the names are. Thank God
Damn.
Spy X Family is the same on the My Anime list and the real name of the show for English users.
Oh yes.
What you
Um,
mean,
but-
Spy Family?
But it still has the
Shut
problem.
the
Is
fuck
the
up,
X
Tyler.
silent? Oh, you don't watch Hunter x Hunter? Or what about
Hunter x Hunter.
What about Holic?
Oh my god.
I fucking hate this so much.
I hate it. I also hate it.
I don't hate Shikimori, though.
Shikimori is pretty good. I saw episode 2, so I get your Haikyuu jokes from the other week.
But you need to watch episode 3 for the true wholesome... Okay, so we have an early running for best data this season, not gonna lie.
Oh man, I like that this is now a regular category.
He has only like 5 lines in the episode, and 2 of his lines are fucking like falling over laughing so hard. I swear to God,
Oh man.
absolutely hilarious.
So I realize I'm a season behind, but I finally got through a bunch of episodes of Comey where her dad's in it, and I'm like, all right, well, he was definitely dad of that season then.
Oh yeah, Komi's dad is pretty great. But no, this is Shikimori's good. It's not Tonikawa. It's trying way too hard.
Yeah,
It's succeeding, but it's like literally the main character has to be a bad luck magnet and like almost die every episode, and it's already not as funny anymore. It's already like, come on, can we like move on from this, please?
Yeah, I have concerns about how the show is going to fare after episode 5 or 6 because it feels like it doesn't have enough to work with quite yet.
To be fair, that's the same thing I said about Komi-san, and it kind of did lose some steam eventually. But yeah, I mean, this is the romance of the season that Val and I are watching together, and it's not bad. Like I said, season 3 or episode 3 was pretty funny, but yeah, definitely worried about where it goes in the long run. But Freeman,
Yes,
you mentioned a show before that Val says we are legally required to mention on this show.
I was informed that I need to rank some things. So,
Jesus.
I'm trying to remember what happened. It was I think our normal Thursday hangout got canceled, and Val's been trying to get everyone to watch Reign of Kings. So naturally, I got sucked into that black hole. And I saw the first 3 episodes with her, and immediately from the second episode, I was like, wow, This show is not what I was expecting, like at all. This is very deceiving. You go in assuming like this is some kid show. It's anime. It's like derpy artwork, and then right from episode 1, we have like this Sakuga fight scene. I'm just like, back up. Who's working on this show? Oh, it's Studio Wit.
W-I-T.
I'm like, no way. This, where am I? I'm on episode 11 right now. Every single episode manages to make each other character in the plot way more complex than they seem at first glance. And there's like I don't want to call this the Game of Thrones of anime, but in terms of just how many characters there are and the whole like who's gonna be king plotline, this is the Game of Thrones of anime. I was not expecting it to be anywhere near as good as it actually is. Now I understand why it got all of the praise it did when it was coming
why
out.
Val's always like, guys, we gotta watch Ranking of Kings.
No. Like I'm like Val wanted it for bean appeal, and I get it. This show is like take beans and just throw it at a screen, and that's what this show is.
I just love that this is like nomenclature now, and like the podcast listeners have heard this term so many times that even they get an idea of what it means.
Yeah.
They have an idea what it means until you go and you try to like ask Val like what is a bean, and then you'll learn that like Erwin from Attack on Titan classifies as a bean, and you sit there like, wait, what?
See, that's the one that throws me off because I get it.
It's the one that truly defines a bean. It's that beans transcend aesthetics, which is what I wasn't accounting for.
That it does. But Erwin being a bean,
insane.
It doesn't make any fucking sense. I mean, like, scientifically. I just think Val's wrong in this opinion.
Well, she's not wrong in that the Ranking of Kings is good, and that Freeman, I know I said it to you on Thursday. I'm sad you haven't watched anymore. I genuinely can't wait for you to get to Core 2 when we have the new opening and outro that, as I told Freeman in person on Thursday, the opening and outro of Core 2 are better than Izer's song in Core 1 for me. And that's pretty good considering how Core 1's opening is pretty great as well.
I like listening to it while walking. It's just like made for doing that.
I mean, that's why the whole opening is just
it's everyone walking in step with the song. But no, I'm making my current progress schedule for it is that the days when I'm teleworking, I'm able to watch that during lunch, especially if I'm not going out and getting anything. So like basically 2 episodes a week, plus the occasional one extra. So I will be done in like a little over a month, assuming I don't speed up at the end.
What you're saying is if Leslie once again ditches on Thursday and Tyler and Luigi still don't come, we could get you into Core 2 of Ranking of Kings.
See, you could do that, but Tim, you're squandering an opportunity to force us to watch
Yeah, I know.
Carol
You need to watch fucking Carol on Tuesday.
You got to take advantage of the opportunity. You're not going to get Val to watch it otherwise.
Yeah, I know.
Look,
I'm aware, but I want multiple things to happen. But yeah, Carol on Tuesday's been on the burner for a fuck ton longer than Ranking of Kings has. So
yeah, we can't let these newbie anime upstage our like 2-year-old anime.
Got to get your Cowboy Bebop director fucking Mars Music anime.
Anyway, let's move on.
Yep. So
this is a double whammy.
This is a double whammy because Freeman is Tyler, you also watching the new Kaguya season?
I'm not. I was waiting for you to catch up.
Okay, so
we'd all watch
Freeman has been watching the new season of Kaguya-sama.
I've only seen episode 1. Should I not
never
continue?
Mind. No, it's
should I wait for you to catch up and then this is another group watch thing?
I mean, it's what group?
I don't
Leslie
fucking
Leslie
know.
and Luigi aren't going to watch it.
Oh fuck, you're right. They're not caught up. Never mind.
So Kaguya-sama Love is War season 3 is airing this season, and a few weeks ago I begrudgingly let Val take us on another shot at it because I tried the show a while ago and maybe my tastes have changed since then, and spoiler, I guess that means they have. I just didn't click with me for the first time, and I distinctly remember we brought this up on the podcast and you guys were like, Tim, I don't understand why you don't like this. You love fucking you love comedies like this, like why didn't this click for you? And I'm like, I don't fucking know, it just didn't.
I actually take back that statement. Having shown other people Kaguya, I realized that the first 4 episodes of Kaguya season 1 are actually kind of rough compared to the rest of the series.
Well, I made it through those 4 episodes, and eating dinner before this podcast, Val and I finished season 1. We got me through season 1. And, yeah, Kaguya-sama's pretty fucking good. And that intro is pretty banger. I'm excited to hear what the next 2 intros sound like.
It's also pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
They keep bringing back the same guy who's just like famous for writing songs about sex to do these openings.
I literally paused and left that quiet zone because I was waiting for Freeman to swoop in and be like, "They're good, but they're not as good as the first one."
I'm looking. All right, so the second one, Some people will argue it's better than the first one. I honestly can't decide. They're both really good.
Okay.
But I haven't
fine.
heard the third one enough to form an opinion.
But yeah, so this is mine and Val's. We're sitting and eating dinner and watching. If we don't have an airing show, we watch Kaguya. That's our current work through. So yeah, we finished up the season, and honestly, by next podcast, I'll probably have made more progress on it because that's the one thing we're watching on the side. So I was wrong. Kaguya-sama is quite good. I'm excited to see season 2. I will say, I hope it feels like even though they're by the end of season 1, it feels like even though they're referencing events that have happened, there isn't a lot of character growth.
So you're right. In season 1, there hasn't been a lot of character growth.
Okay,
it all happens in season 2.
That's fine. That's perfect. As long I want to make some. It's one of those things.
It does all happen in season 2.
Like, okay, not to. I recognize
Ishigami's arc is still legendary.
No. I recognize I keep bringing up Tonikawa all the time. I don't know why that's stuck in my head so much, but like there was fucking progress made in that show. And in terms of like a romantic show, like there was character development and like relationship development.
Sure.
I mean, kind of. I don't know. I think there was, but at the same
there really
time,
wasn't.
Yeah, whatever. Fuck it. But
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I'm getting tired of these shows. Like it's the same thing with what the fuck was it? Let me look at my anime
it could
list.
Be anything.
I'm trying to think. There's some show that's stuck in my head. But I'm tired of shows that just don't evolve. We're talking about Shikimori and Komi-san and all this stuff. Like all these bit shows where things kind of never change. They just find new scenarios for the exact same thing.
Yep, these high school not romances.
Yeah, and I'm kind of getting tired of them already, where I kind of want some kind of development. That's what I should say. It's not that there's character development, it's that there's literally situational development. And that's what I was getting from Tonikawa.
That's the scene from the opening of Aladdin where he's just like, I see you're only interested in the truly rare. That's what I could say about this.
I understand.
Right now.
I'm not saying. Look, I understand. I'm asking for a lot, but I'm being honest that I'm losing tolerance for shows like this. Like I'm tired of watching shows where it's just every episode is like, like new Komi-san is coming to Netflix. What, tomorrow? Or like, I think Netflix said new Komi-san season fully launches tomorrow, and I'm like, cool, I'll watch it with Val, but am I really gonna have it in me to watch that entire show when it's like it's all the same sketch of Komi being quiet? Like I said, yeah. I kind of got tired of it by the end.
Yeah, the show is a one-trick pony.
So we'll see, but you know it's not a one-trick pony? The last show I'm going to talk about right now.
I still need to start it.
Bookworm is back, baby. The librarian nerd gets reborn in another world as a sick girl who's like 7 years old and has too much mana and she wants to read fucking books. Boy, oh boy, is this Bookworm still.
I have more alternate titles like I have so much mana, but I want to be a librarian in another world.
I'm too strong to be a librarian and I hate it. Bookworm is not different. Bookworm is still the same show. This
is a positive statement, by the way.
I agree, but I'm just saying.
No, for the listeners, like this is a positive statement. This is everything that we wanted.
Bookworm is we got more
of what you gave us already.
Like Freeman, we're in the printing press arc. We're starting to talk about printing press technology.
Oh shit, we're about to collapse society.
Yes, actually though. But also we're like dealing with mana still a bit, like we're like family shit, still a threat from a noble. The high priest is still a piece of shit. Like
the high priest is still high as fuck. Let's go.
But yeah, it's exactly the same show. Freeman, it's actually so funny. I realized that I think we've talked about it before, but like the whole her doing the shampoo thing is legitimately one of the best ways to indicate characters who are on mine's side. In all, like, no show has ever come up with a better system to say, here are how you tell
if someone has shiny hair, they're a good character.
If they're a shiny hair, they're a good guy. Like, it's great.
Jesus.
Like Tyler, you haven't? Did you watch any of Bookworm?
Nope.
Okay,
I watched
so
one episode. Sorry,
that's
I
fine.
lied.
No,
I
it's fine.
watched
It's fine.
one episode.
So at the very beginning of the show, she invents shampoo because no one had mass-produced shampoo before. And literally, as she starts introducing it to society, even though it's like something you can buy off the shelf, the only people who use it are people who are friends with the main character. So you can tell, like, there's an assistant she has in season 2. Freeman, you remember the red-haired girl from the temple?
Yes.
She fucking is reporting to the villain, and then she has an emotional conversation, and after that, she has shiny hair, and you know she's a good guy.
Oh my god.
It's actually the best character visualization of who you like and who you don't, like, at a glance. It's the funniest fucking thing. So Freeman, in this new arc, they start talking. There's a guy who's now a bodyguard for her. And every time he's on screen, I'm like, did he get shiny hair yet? Is he a good guy yet? Is he actually on our side? It's fucking hilarious.
Had these discussions.
But yeah, Bookworm is still Bookworm. That's all I can say. It's if you were in before, you should still be in now. If you weren't in before, why the fuck would you start Bookworm in season 3?
Yeah, don't be that weirdo who jumps in at season 3.
Yeah,
Start from the beginning.
It don't make much sense, but yeah, it's pretty good. I'm finally done talking about stuff though.
All right, and we're done with the new anime of the season block, and we can start talking about stuff we finished.
I lied. We're not done with the new block.
I lied too.
No. Because you said that, I have one more show because I thought it was going to be on later and I hadn't added it because Val and I added this. So Freeman, I don't know if you remember in Mother's Basements and Giggooks videos, they mentioned this Dancer show.
Yes, I'm aware of it.
So I was like, Val, this is your show of the season. Because Val did dance for years. And she's like, yeah, maybe, whatever. And then one day we're looking for something to watch, and it was before we really got into Kaguya, and I'm like, I'm just going to throw this on. And Val was like, bam, I'm in, baby. Like,
you son of a bitch, I'm in.
You son of a bitch, I'm in. So yeah, Dancer. It's about a guy who struggles with being manly, but loving the shit out of ballet dancing. So it's honestly, yeah.
Yay.
His dad was a stunt coordinator who died on a movie set, so the kid's like, I need to learn Taekwondo to be a badass, but I love dancing super hard. Honestly, it's kind of in... So we've watched... There's been 3 episodes. Honestly, that message is pretty interesting, and I kind of like that they're exploring this, because it's definitely something you think of. Like, you think of guys don't do dance usually. So to see a kid actually, like, seems like he's realistically struggling with it, and, you know... Episode 3, he goes, hey, best friends, I want to tell you I love dance. And they go, dude, that shit's lame. And they just walk away.
Dang,
like, damn, that's harsh,
bro.
but that's real as fuck, you have to imagine, for some kids. So, honestly, they seem to be handling it pretty well. But yeah, I mean, we're watching it because, like I said, it's well-animated dancing, and Val loves the dance. So, if you have any interest in dance at all... Or, you know, a slightly, not harsher, but, like, honestly, like, there is serious looks at bullying and shit like that in this show. So, I don't know, it's handling everything pretty well so far, so we're watching it. It's our last show of the season that we picked up. Now I'm actually done. Now you can go to this, Freeman.
All right, cool. So I finished watching World's End Harem.
Oh, boy.
First of all, listeners, for those of you who don't know what the show's about, a virus appears on Earth that's killing a bunch of guys. In fact, it kills off all the guys, except for like 6 of them who were in cryostasis for this bizarre, specific medical procedure. And they're gradually getting woken up, and the main character wakes up, and he's like, damn, I have to repopulate the Earth? I don't want to. Where's my girlfriend? And that's your episode 1 plot line. They introduce other guys. One dude is literally living in a high school that is literally a hentai plot line. It's just excuses for hentai plot lines. Phenomenal. 10 out of 10. This is the best hentai with a plot I've ever seen. Now, in terms of being an anime with a plot, it's one of the worst. So, main character guy, he's trying to figure out there's some kind of conspiracy behind this virus. And they get close to coming to a conclusion, and then they drop you on the go read the manga ending. And there's nothing I despise more in this day and age than something as blatant as a go read the manga ending. Like, fuck this show. If you want to watch a really well crafted hentai, go for it. You're gonna be it'll blow your expectations out of the water. But for anything besides the hentai plot lines, don't expect greatness here. Even if it is like a Shonen Jump property, which I couldn't believe. It is what it is. That's my take on World's End Harambe.
Zen Harambe.
And then we'll move into movie territory because this was last week. I saw two movies. I saw two movies last Saturday actually. Or
You know, it's a
two
weird
Saturdays ago,
podcast, and we have as many movies as we had anime.
For real. I mean, we've started ramping up the movie watching, but so I saw Sonic 2 in theaters 2 Saturdays ago. I made the mistake of going to see a kids movie in theaters where there'd be kids literally screaming at the screen the whole time. Overall, still enjoyable though. I don't know if I told you guys or I told my other friend group, but like the weirdest part about this movie is for anyone who saw Sonic 1, like Sonic's got his human friend in the first movie. The same human's friend is there in this movie, but like they're more like his parents than they are his friends in this movie. And it's this sudden shift to him like calling the guy dad, which is very odd. The rest of the movie's great. Tails and Knuckles were both introduced correctly. Eggman is phenomenal in this. They introduced the lore of the Master Emerald in classic Sonic fashion. It shatters at one point or another. This is the closest we're getting to a live-action DBZ in terms of the way the anime fights between Sonic and Knuckles worked. Very good. This is a good kids movie. It's got way too many Sonic quips, but like it kind of comes with the territory. A ton, absolute ton of references that you'll catch if you're like I want to say old school Sonic fan, but then I'm going to reference the Sonic Adventure games, which doesn't feel that old school, even though there's like 20 years old now. Point is, I think this movie really catered to everyone who cared. Kids who liked Sonic 1 and Sonic fans who liked the rest of it. So, overall, I'm trying to come up with 2 thumbs way up pun, but whatever. Good movie.
Cool.
Worth watching. And then for another movie.
And then for another movie.
We need to talk about this because I have a controversial opinion on this. So I'm hanging out with my family and they're bringing up movies. In the back of my head, I'm like, you know what? I know a lot of my family members like James Bond movies, and I still need to watch more of them. Let me see if I can convince them to watch one I haven't seen. So I'm like, oh, you guys want to watch like Casino Royale or something? And then they're arguing about which Bond is the best one, and like we gotta watch one with Sean Connery. So we start throwing around those ones, and my brother's like, let's watch Goldfinger. And my dad's like, I can't watch this movie. We're like, why? He's like, I've seen it 9 times. I can't watch this movie anymore. We're like, okay, that's better. So we sit down, we watch Goldfinger, and the movie's good. This is like classic Bond. I've never seen a classic Bond film, but I've seen so many references to it that I understand where all the tropes are coming from.
You picked one of the most classic.
Overall, good movie. My only problem with this movie is James Bond could have not been there, and everything would have worked out just fine.
Damn.
His only contribution, he
Damn, bro.
He harasses what's his face, main villain Goldfinger. He harasses him at the pool at the beginning of the movie. Then he goes to his base, gets captured very early in the movie, and spends the whole movie as a prisoner hearing the plot explained to him. Until then, he goes and he rapes pussy galore like 2/3 of the way through the movie. And she likes it so much that she defects to the U.S. government. And then the U.S. government resolves the plot line. That's the plot of Goldfinger.
Hell yeah, brother.
Classic James Bond.
I don't see
Man, what are
any
you
problem.
complaining
I
about?
don't see any
With
problem.
the nuke, he goes to defuse it, and he can't. Someone else comes in and defuses it for him at the last second. Although the fight with Oddjob was actually really good. That was his sole contribution. Is he had to kill Oddjob to let someone else defuse his bomb for him. But overall, I really enjoyed this movie, despite that little plot hiccup.
So Tyler, out of the 6 Connery movies, or out of the Connery movies,
Dude,
what do you think is? Would you say Goldfinger is the most classic and good one?
I mean, it's the most well known. Oh, probably, yeah. Honestly, it's been a long ass time since I saw those movies. I didn't see those movies since I was like in middle school.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, but I would agree though.
I mean, it's
I don't know what
also
else to
got one of
say.
the most. It's funny. It's got one of the most banger openings for one of the frumpiest villains in the entire franchise.
For real.
Like
I was expecting to be way more menacing.
He's not. He's so not menacing. It's hilarious, actually.
Well, I think a lot of people, if I remember correctly, like I remember why I wanted to watch Goldfinger when I was younger, and like it kind of drew me to like the other ones too. But like playing GoldenEye, right? You had the golden gun, and it's like, well, where'd the golden gun come from?
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, oh, it came from this movie, and you're like, oh, okay. And then I watched it. Actually, I remember getting my parents to watch it. My parents were like, "Why do you want to watch this older movie?" And I'm like, I need to know." And that's where it really started.
Yeah. Hopefully I can set aside more time because I do want to watch more of them, but I do actually just want to watch the entire
I
just
mean,
Craig series in a row.
weren't we gonna do that?
We claimed we were going to.
Yeah, and then
So
time.
what the fuck? Why don't we just do that on Sundays? Fuck everybody
Yo,
else.
Bond Sundays, I'm down for that.
Yo, I'm
Yeah.
down.
I'm literally down to watch all these movies except the agreed upon Quantum of Solace.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We're not watching that.
Yeah.
I'll reread the Wikipedia description and move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Tyler,
yeah,
I will say this is like when we talk about playing Magic and you and Val go, well, what the fuck are we supposed to do? And then Leslie, Luigi, and Val are like, well, what the fuck are we supposed to do?
Thank God I can be on the other fucking shoe for this for once. For once. For once I could be like, fuck you guys. For once. For once I don't have to take a nap.
Tyler, isn't this your thing next?
No, it's my thing.
Really?
So
Oh.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I started watching Moon Knight. My coworker was
Oh shit.
he was watching it during work and he told me it was good. I should go check it out. And
I forgot Marvel shows are still coming out.
the thing that got me for episode 1 was that the entire episode, or most of episode 1, takes place at the British Museum in London, and I went there 2 years ago when I went to go visit. So it was very weird watching all the scenes be in rooms that I personally remember being in.
Oh, cool.
So it was really
That is
cool.
very cool.
First episode overall, it's interesting mystery, interesting setup. My only concern is that Moon Knight's outfit looks ridiculous. Like I know what he looks like in the comics, but like having the eyes glow in real life just looks wonky. I'm gonna follow through on the show though because it seems pretty interesting.
How many episodes did you watch?
I only saw episode 1.
Oh, I saw the first 2 episodes.
What'd you think of it?
I think it's whatever. Like, honestly, like Michelle and I watched it with her parents, and like we all kind of thought the same thing. Like, oh, this could be cool. Like Oscar Isaac's a pretty good actor, and it's like this has potential, but
It has
like,
potential, yeah.
yeah, but like I just don't think we cared enough to like even like watch any more of it. Like Michelle and I kind of were like, we'll watch it if we don't have anything else we feel like watching.
That's sort of where I am with this too, but I'm kind of that way just like with Marvel TV shows in general.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't so pulled in with this one like I was with Hawkeye, in all honesty. Like, I was really pulled into Hawkeye. I thought it was better than I was pleasantly surprised.
That's right. I forgot I was watching that like 2 months ago.
Yeah, I really like Hawkeye. But and like this is something completely different. And like I'm not really attached to Moon Knight. Like Moon Knight for me has always been a side kind of character, except for the recent like like I think it was like the arc. Oh my god. I'm forgetting. It was like an Avengers arc that happened last year with like Phoenix and everything. I'm honestly kind of blanking out because I just didn't give a fuck about it. But he played a huge role like during that whole setup. But yeah, so I don't know. Don't ask me everybody because I forgot and I really don't care to look through my stack of comic books to figure it out. I'm not sorry. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, are all these? Wait, did I split up stuff when I was writing these?
What in terms of like
what do you mean?
what you want to talk about?
Yeah.
You can
Like, did I cut off somebody's list?
No,
I don't think so.
Okay.
Actually, hold on. 2 weeks ago, the last episode that we recorded did get cut off. So we'll talk about. Was it supposed to be Moonlight last time? There was a show I was supposed to talk about last time, and I straight up didn't. But I think we're good for this week.
Okay. So unlike all of my other times, I've completed a lot of things since last time since last time I spoke on this podcast. So since I read the last book, I've read 2 more books, or I finished Eisenhorn Malice, which is the second book in the Eisenhorn trilogy. Really good book, except they rushed the ending. It was a good ending, like as far as like the cliffhanger goes, but like leading up, like that third act, it just kind of got rushed. Um, I know you said you don't remember much of it, Tim.
Sure don't.
Yeah, it was still cool though. I don't know when I'm gonna read the third book because I'm trying to kill a bunch of other shit that I am also reading. Um, but I also picked up because it was short. I picked up this classic one that heavily inspired Cyberpunk 2027 and
2077?
yeah, 2027 the board game.
Oh, sorry. That was a real thing.
Yeah.
I thought you were misspeaking.
Oh no, yeah. Cyberpunk 2027 and heavily probably even more inspired Cyberpunk 2077 the video game. And when I tell you that it like literally I think the game literally took scenes from this book and put them in the game. Like Night City is an actual place in this book. Like Street Samurai, the whole deal. The only thing I think they swap out is they call brain dance net running. Oh no,
Oh,
it's two
cool.
different things.
Like the card game.
God damn it. Son of a bitch. But it's good though. Like I'm not gonna lie, for like most of the book, I thought I was like being dumb. I was like because I wasn't understanding anything. Um, but that's what the book I guess wants to do. Like it wants you to kind of be in the dark until the very end. Uh, but basically the whole movie is or sorry, no, the whole book's a heist book about this net runner named Case. And mind you, this book is ahead of its time kind of because like they talk about like literally everything cyberpunk and it was written in like 1984 85. Yeah, like he's talking about like having his nerves adjusted so like he can interface with computers and like be in a virtual space to like interact with like different net spaces or whatever. I don't know.
SAO fans,
Anyway,
you heard it here first.
yeah, SAO fans, you heard it here first. Um, but and like it all revolves around him getting his nerves burned out by this by these guys that that he stole from, and he's like, "Yo, how the fuck am I gonna you know do this again?" And he's approached by some guys like, "Yo, if we fix your nerves so you can net run again, you have to pull jobs for me," and that's where it goes. It's a whole thing. I won't spoil what the job is because you literally don't understand what the whole job is until the very end.
What's the job?
It's
You
one of
just
those
wouldn't
things.
understand.
Yeah, no, it's a heist book where they go off and pull like all these different jobs and they're like, "So what the fuck are we doing this all for?" And they're like, it's not important right now."
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. And so I read those. I'm working on this other book called Foundry Side. I recommended to Tim the other day.
Yep.
Not done yet, but I'm like halfway through. But I also picked up. I've been trying to go through my watch list since I've been like taking a little bit more time for myself lately. Um, I watched Point Break because I heard it was one of the greatest action movies of all time.
I caught the
As
tail end of it while you were watching it.
yeah, oh my god,
Yeah,
that
I caught
what
the
a- I
last like 5
forgot.
fucking minutes of that movie.
I completely forgot that like yeah, so the guys here saw like the tail end of me watching this movie. It was hilarious. Actually, oh wait, no, that was the reason why. Yeah, I'll be candid. That was the reason why we missed the podcast last week. I was finishing
Point Break.
Point Break and I was ready to turn it off and like some crazy shit happened at the end of Point Break and we're like, "What the fuck?" This is
Dude,
crazy.
shit was weird.
It was crazy, man. I don't think I'll ever watch that movie again, and I don't. But I feel like for the time, the movie was probably good, but it definitely didn't hold up in my opinion. Um, Dr. Cox was in it, which was really funny. Actually, Dr. Cox was hilarious because out like all the crazy stuff that happens in the movie, he points out like all the realistic shit, like you know, because like the whole movie, I'm like, would the FBI really sponsor some guy to just go like learn how to surf, right? And they explain it though. They explain it like he comes in, he bring like Keanu Reeves brings in a surfboard. Dr. Cox is like, "What the fuck are you like? What are you doing? Like, what kind of bullshit is this? What's this I hear about you learning how to surf to like, do this do this undercover shit?" And he's like, "Yo, like I'm trying to surf like on my own, and like I'm still working my caseload, and like I'm trying to do this on my off time so I could catch this guy." And Dr. Cox is like, "Can you fucking stop? Like this is actually the most ridiculous shit you're doing." And like Gary Busey, stop encouraging this. And then like that's the whole movie. And I'm like, damn, I'm kind of glad that they at least acknowledge this. Um, so it was fun. Like if anyone's curious, like give it a try. The movie is serviceable. And I also watched Gattaca, um, the sci-fi movie about eugenics, starring
Way to put it.
yeah, not space travel. Because when I watched the movie or when I saw the synopsis, right, like I was like, oh, it's about this guy who's like, genetically like unable to do like pretty much anything, according to his genes. And, he wants to go to space. And I'm like, awesome. Space travel movie. It is not a space travel,
Womp
like
womp.
by any means. But it's okay. It still is pretty good. It has Ethan Hawke and Jude Law and oh my god, Uma Thurman,
Ooh.
fine as hell. Like, I gotta throw it in there,
Oh no, I remember watching this movie in high school and thinking the same thing.
dude, for real. But like, yeah,
For real.
for real. But it was still good though. Like even even if it wasn't what I expected at all, I was like, oh, this movie's still pretty good. Yeah. Um, and then I beat actually more than I beat. I platinumed. Michelle and I
Whoa.
platinumed Horizon Forbidden West.
What
Oh,
is the
shit.
final conclusion?
Yeah, took us fucking forever because I only play that game 2 days out of the week at
Oh,
most.
poor baby. 2 days to play video games?
2 days to play video games,
Oh,
bro.
no. What's
2
that
days.
like?
What do you
Never
mean?
we
You
were a
have
video game podcast.
you have this time.
Buff.
You have this. You have this time. Don't even give me that.
Incorrect. My only
Yo,
time to
you
play
can
Elden
skip-
Ring or anything is Sunday morning.
My guy, you can skip Thursdays too.
Fuck you. No, I like
Dude, no-
friendship.
You can be a Thursday skipper too.
You can be a Thursday skipper
Nope,
too, or
I like
Friday. And what
friendship.
about Fridays then? What
Tyler,
about
here's
Fridays?
the other part.
What?
Yeah, Fridays you mean when my one time of the week to try to play Magic, or if Val lets me play Magic. Otherwise, I'm fucking watching a movie or something.
Listen, you can be a Thursday skipper too.
Tyler, I have a
Tim?
wife who can only get to Freeman's on Thursday if I drive. I'm
Listen,
again
man.
legally not allowed.
You are legally allowed.
Mm,
And I can always
He,
go
like-
over. I can always go over and watch Ranking of Bean with Val if that's what it takes.
He could
To
do
get you some
that.
Elden Ring time.
Nah, it's okay. Elden Ring's not worth it.
Wow, I
No,
heard the
no,
pain
no.
in this man's
I'm
voice.
Kidding,
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
I heard the pain in this
What
man's
does it mean to
voice.
suffer?
He said, "What does it mean to suffer?"
Why are we even here? Just to
Why are
suffer.
we- Jesus Christ! Hey, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Also, fucking gas prices are hella high, bro.
I know the amount of I drive back to Fairlawn a lot, and it's starting to kill me a little bit.
Yeah, tell me. But I drive
Yeah.
drive to Hackettstown. I drive to work every day. I
Yeah.
drive to Hackettstown twice a week, and I go to Tim's. It's honestly it's kind of killing me. I went
Yep.
from spending like $40 a week to like 80 to 80 90 bucks a week now
Yep.
on gas.
Yeah.
I'm filling up twice a week.
Yep.
So,
So
like, I feel bad.
So
Yeah.
Gattaca and Horizon. I mean,
Yeah, to move along. Yeah, Horizon was fun. There was a lot of things that Michelle and I liked, and a lot of things that we didn't like.
Platinum this game had some
Platinum
major
this game.
problems with.
Oh look, I
Yeah.
trust the negative opinions of someone who platinumed the game more than anyone
Freeman,
else.
I'm fucking around. I appreciate Tyler's opinion, and I'd be shocked if he didn't have negatives about it. I'm just saying it's funny.
Oh yeah, no, it is pretty funny, right? Because like her and I, like after we finish something that we both experienced for the first time, we're like, we reflect on it and like, oh, what'd you think of it? What'd you think of it? And then it's like, we both pretty much agreed that like what the worst part about this game is the fact that like it's so gorgeous, right? And like it wants you to explore, but actually traversing it sucks. Like
Damn.
climbing is the most abysmal thing I have
Damn.
ever experienced in a video game.
Holy shit, that's fucking strong.
Dude, it's bad. It's so bad. Like I literally sheared off a point for that alone because
Damn.
like it's not even just the climbing when it comes down to it. Like when there are times where like you need to like find minute like movement, like when you're walking across a beam or like when you're trying to climb or walk somewhere, and Aloy just goes wherever the fuck she wants to go. It's like, oh, my thing, I want to move at 1 o'clock on the left joystick. Okay, realistically, you're probably gonna go from the 12 to 3. It's like, no, what are you talking? Like, what is this approximation bullshit? Like,
Woof.
I need you to go. And like, same thing. Like, I don't know what made them think that, like, or in any game, right? You know how like you have like the compass rose, like where you rotate the analog stick and like you choose whatever you want, like a weapon wheel,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Which a weapon wheel is typically fine, right? Like, because like a lot of the symbols are big, but like when you have like numerics or like let's say, like or like an alphabet or something like that, it's not very good because there's more things that you might accidentally hit, right? Well,
Mm-hmm.
this game has that problem, and it's like, why do this? This is not reliable. Like a lot of the systems in this game aren't reliable. So it's like that was a big negative, and so was the melee combat. Like the melee, they tried very hard for you to use melee combat exclusively with human targets,
Mm-hmm.
and it was terrible.
Mm.
Yeah,
Damn.
like they want you to memorize these like fucking crazy ass combos on top of like all the other systems that the game is trying to throw at you, and I'm like, this is fucking impossible. Um,
Damn.
I'm like, I'm just going to shoot these guys in the face because it's actually much easier.
Psheh.
Um, but for
Much
all
way
that,
out.
yeah, like, and then the last thing, like, just so I can like just wrap things up, and like, I know I've spent a little bit
It's
more time
okay.
than I wanted to, is the narrative could have used some work. I thought it was like more like it ended kind of mad, but like overall, I thought it was fine. But oh my god, everything just dragged. Like we ran into so many topics, which I get why they did it. It's because it's like there's so much lore that like if you do miss it, they want you to catch it somewhere else. But like I'm just like, yo, I've heard this thing being said by this character over here and like all the dialogue options, like I feel like they were trying to make them like very tangible, like or sorry, believable dialogues.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, man, it just goes on for so long, so long.
Damn.
Damn.
It really eats the time. It really does. And I don't know. I feel like a lot of it just didn't serve a purpose except to be repetitive and like maybe even borderline kind of arrogant, saying like, "Oh, look at look how much time and effort we put in on this this world lore." It's like,
Mm.
yeah, I get it. Like I don't need that. And like it almost, you know what, Tim? To even though I'm not a big fan
Oh
of like
boy. Where's
Souls
this gonna
game,
go?
no, it's a heavy comment that I always bring up with uh you know Dark Souls games
Mm-hmm.
is they don't need really they don't need any dialogue. Like
Mm-hmm.
all their world building is done through like you playing the game
Mm-hmm.
and like the player kind of like not even taking a guess, but like taking a good guess. Like it's not making like the player isn't dumb,
Mm-hmm.
right? They're assuming that like you can connect the dots on your own, and I appreciate that. Like I appreciate that in movies, right? Like any art form that like doesn't assume that I'm an idiot and like has to spell
He
it out for
respects your
me.
Yeah.
intelligence.
Yeah, like I appreciate that a lot. I feel like as much as this game throws systems at me, I feel like it doesn't respect my intelligence. Um, but I also see that like they also wrote a lot of stuff, so like I'm kind of like, on the fence, but I don't know. If you like the first one, uh, I would give it a shot. I probably would never 100% it again. Uh, it was a fucking slog.
Sounds like it. Jesus.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot, but it was fun. Her and I had fun. Um, she did a lot of like the traversing, right? While I did like pretty much all the combat stuff. So it was good. And now we're moving on to Ghost of Tsushima,
Nice.
which I also platinumed. But
Oh shit.
I want to play that game
I was
because
gonna
it's a
say,
fucking certified hood banger.
Did
That's
you also
why.
ever play the DLC?
No, that's the other reason
Oh,
why I
there you
wanted to
go.
play it. Yeah, I wanted to like I platinumed it like the first month the game came out, and then all the DLC came out and I just never got around to it, and I ended up rebuying the complete edition for PS5 so I could play it. And we were like talking about like, oh, what would we play in the future? And she was like, I was like, yo, have you played? Oh yeah, because she's a Nintendo person exclusively. But she watched God of War and she watched Horizon Zero Dawn, and I was like, no, 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 you don't have to do that shit anymore. Um, none of this peon shit of like watching YouTubers let's play. Come on,
Hey,
who would
what?
do that?
Wait a minute.
But like, yeah, I was like, yo, like, what, like, let's play these. I was like, have you watched anyone play Ghost of Tsushima? She's like, no. I'm like, all right, we got to do it. Certified hood banger right here.
Nice.
Yeah. So we're gonna watch, or what? Not watch. Sorry, we're gonna move on to the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure in Nazi Land that we watched. on
JoJo Part 2, you mean?
So
JoJo Part 2.
with our Sunday opening up, as Tyler's D&D game has ended, but we are waiting until life settles in my house in a few weeks, into whatever future that'll take. We're on kind of a break between D&D games for the first time in years, since basically we all came together. So we decided to watch a movie at least this Sunday, and we watched something that's come up over the years a couple times, is Jojo Rabbit, which, who had seen it? I think
I did.
you had seen it.
I think it was the only one who saw it.
I did. I saw it in its entirety, and then I guess Leslie and Val saw like bits and pieces to like
Val saw
the last half
Leslie
of
saw
the
the
movie.
last 10 minutes, and Val saw all but the last 10 minutes, I think is what they had said.
Okay, yeah, I'm the only one who's watched it from beginning to end.
Yeah, so
already.
me, Freeman, and Luigi went in cold. But I've wanted to watch this movie for a long time. This movie was really well done.
Yeah, this is one of those movies where it's like, damn, this is about Nazis and Hitler's not portrayed as like the villain of the movie. Every Jewish person was like, I don't know if I can
Except
watch
he
this. And I
kind of
went in
is.
saying like, this is a satire. Like, I'm here to watch Hitler be the practical joker in this movie.
And then you realize what it actually is.
Yes. It was phenomenal. Amazing execution.
Yeah, it was really, really well done. It had good humor, it had very good serious moments. And it didn't feel disjointed. A lot of movies and a lot of anime we talk about all the time have a lot of hard time balancing those emotions, and this just honestly, it felt like it did it kind of effortlessly. Does that make any sense? Where it would just dance between a funny shot, and then all of a sudden it would get dead serious, and you wouldn't even like remember you had been laughing 50 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But it didn't feel like you were watching a different movie. It all felt like it was very cohesive. And I think a lot of that is helped by the very small cast. Like, you recognize all the characters immediately in this movie.
Yes. Oh my god, there was nothing more realistic than Freeman's meme after the movie, though. I was like, that hit too close to home. That's basically what happened.
Wait, which
yeah.
meme?
Where you kept noticing Scarlett Johansson's shoes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Where you're like, oh, there's some cute shoes, and like I'm in the corner just like
Tim,
just
stop
like
talking
staring.
I kept being
staring
like,
at
yo,
the
these
wall.
are some pretty shoes, and Tyler's just like, there sure are.
I think literally you said that, and I was like, like I would just start humming really loudly, like, Jesus.
And I was like,
Like,
don't engage with that. I'm sure it's fine.
see, you know how like you watch a movie, you rewatch a movie, and like you rewatch or like you play games, you're like, man, I want to play through this game or
Never
like
hits the
rewatch this
same.
movie. Right? It never hits the same, but like it's like, oh, you want to look for the stuff you missed, right? Man, this is not one of those movies. Because
So what
every
you're
time you
saying
hear,
is, go ahead.
I was like, because every time you see the shoes, you're like, fuck. No,
Like,
because you
I'm-
know
I don't
what's
want to
gonna
look at these.
happen. Yeah, and like even though I know, right, what happens, even though I already know,
You hoped it wasn't gonna happen.
you hope, and
You
like,
hope
and
the
the worst,
story is different.
you hope the story is different, and then if like for me, I'm like, man, I hope I don't cry like a bitch when this
The
happens, and
world
then like
refused to change.
the world refused to change. What's the definition of insanity?
Yep.
You just keep doing the same thing, hoping that there's a different result. And yeah, no, it was the same result. Actually, you know what? Because I said that, like I realized I said that, like we're talking about it in real time. I'm actually gonna go back because I rated it on on Letterboxd.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna give it a like. I don't think I actually gave it a like. I'm actually gonna give it a like because I realized that about myself just now talking.
Mm.
Like it's a good movie. Like for anybody who's really into like I don't know, like what, serious movies?
I don't
Like
even
but it's
know.
got comedy, like
You know what?
it's kind of a
is this
black comedy
is
kind
this a-
of.
Yeah, it's a black comedy, but is this like a character story?
Kind of.
Because the main boy really goes through an arc.
It's quite the arc, my guy.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said it.
Yeah,
Like it feels like it's
that's
almost like a
fair.
character study.
Yeah, it's good. Fuck it. You know what? Listeners, go watch it.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Jojo Rabbit, I think we all recommend it.
Yeah, definitely worth the watch.
Unlike,
you're-
oh my
yeah.
god,
What?
Oh, the
We
final
never-
thing on the list.
the
Yes.
what is
can I-
this?
All right, so I need to talk about this because this is a blast from my personal past.
Oh, I
So-
was gonna say Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh shit!
We
How
also
did I get
never
removed?
The
we also never
movie
all talked about
that we were
this.
supposed to watch. Are we supposed to
Oh,
talk
the one
about?
thing
The
we just
one
talked
thing
about,
we
yeah.
literally set aside Tuesday 2 weeks ago to fucking watch as a group plus Luigi. We all went. It was the best boys' night in the most in-person boys' night in a long time.
Yeah.
And we all went and watched Everything Everywhere All at Once together. And we all walked out of it and went, man, we have like
What?
no other people we'd recommend this to other than the three other people who went to this movie.
Dude, that's how you
Everyone
know
wanted
it
to
was
see
an
this movie is all in the
experience.
same room.
This-
Funny
Man.
enough, though, I think I mentioned to you guys a minute ago or before the podcast. Kay watched it and
Right.
said, "I really like this," and I went, "Yeah, I don't think Val and Leslie would." And Kay went, "Really? You think so?" And I'm like, "What do you?
It's
what
too
do
much
you
for
mean?
them.
This seems like this is too much."
I think
this
the
is
only
so
one out of
much.
those two, I think Leslie might have a slight chance.
I was
In
gonna
the right
say the
mindset, I
exact
feel like she could
opposite
enjoy it.
thing.
Really?
I feel like there is no way Leslie would latch onto this and have the attention span, but
Nah, Leslie and I have watched a lot of weird shit.
I guess, yeah, I
Yeah.
guess it's fair to say that Val probably would never get into a mindset.
And I've watched weird shit with Val, and she is not as receptive. Like I got her to watch this movie Horse Girl with me because like I wanted to watch it, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm not about this movie at all." I was like, "Damn." I was like, "I thought this movie was kind of good, but I get why you don't like it."
I mean, it's definitely not for everybody. Like I told you guys, Laura saw this for free and she walked out on it. So,
Oh yeah, that's
this,
right.
This feels like the kind of movie that's just polarizing in general.
yep.
Like, is it? Everyone's got a level of weirdness they're willing to withstand, and this movie's a big test of that.
Yeah, it's I would definitely say it's one. I would almost go to say that it's one of those like you really hate it or love it kind of movies.
Yeah.
Like, I
See,
mean,
but I don't even know if I'd say I
am.
love it because I did have a couple issues with it. But
Mhm.
I mean, overall, I liked it, and I think I gave it a 4 on Letterboxd. But I did not say I liked it because it would be hard for me to
True.
recommend this to a lot of people.
And all right, maybe you're right. I think maybe I misphrased that because I agree. I think I had the same opinion as you with this movie because I also gave it 4 stars and like I looked at it objectively and I was like, this is objectively a pretty solid movie.
Yep.
I don't I wouldn't say I particularly like this movie and I wouldn't probably recommend it nor watch it again.
Yeah.
But like it's a good movie, you
Totally
know.
agree.
Yeah, like it like listeners, you're gonna you will hear because like it's been pretty loud like receptively for this movie that it's a good like it's very good, it's a banger, like the talent is good and like that I wouldn't disagree with those, but I don't know if I would ever also agree. I wouldn't agree that this is like the movie you've been waiting for, and I definitely wouldn't agree that this is the most anticipated multiverse movie of all time. I'm like, oh my god.
Especially when the trailer for the most anticipated multiverse movie airs
Yeah,
before this
Oh
movie.
my god.
I'm like, y'all actually trying to capitalize on this Marvel shit? Like, come on, we know what you're trying to do. I'm like, this is shitty marketing. Well, then again, it probably got all the basic people out and to watch that probably did pull the basic audience, probably.
But
You
wasn't
think?
this movie like barely going to make it into real theaters and it's just picked up steam over time?
Well, I thought happened to it.
Yeah, that is what happened. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened with its marketing, but yeah, I don't know. Now I'm curious. How much did it gross in the box office? Now I'm curious.
I'm trying to where I think it was the Batman was the first time I saw the trailer for it, which was pretty recent, I guess.
Let's see.
Um, Freeman, so you had the last thing on here?
Yes. So this is a blast from my
Damn.
past, and you guys get to hear the story of this. So, little deep dive into my history on the internet. But before social media had conglomerated in like 3 or 4 sites, everyone was spread across the internet doing whatever fan community they liked, and I was obsessed with Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney.
Chee.
So I hung out on the unofficial Phoenix Wright fan forums, courtrecords.net, and I would spend all fucking day on these forums. Like I loved it. It was amazing. We used to just post memes and shit. And someone posted a video of them and their cosplay team at a convention doing what they called the objection dance, which was they had 8 of their guys in random costumes from nothing related to Phoenix Wright, and their one buddy was playing electric guitar. And they were recreating the poses from the games and like shouting along on a song. It was the dumbest thing. And then 6 months later, they do it at another con. And it just starts blowing up as this Phoenix Wright exclusive meme. So I went and I took the video of them doing the dance and I just re-edited the sprites to match the song that they were doing, and that blew up. And I think it was like 60,000 views on YouTube. This is like back in the old era when that was impressive. Now it's not so impressive anymore. But I wake up on Monday morning with a notification on YouTube. Random comment on this now is it 10 years old? 14-year-old video. Random comment on it saying, for posterity's sake, me and my friends loved this video, and we were tracking down the original, and I found it on one of my old hard drives, and some random dude re-uploads the original video of these guys doing this objection dance that has been lost to time.
Wow.
So
What
I
the fuck?
uncovered this little piece of my past that I never thought I would ever see again.
That's super
Jesus.
cool.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah. The lost era. Anyway. That's the end of that.
And that's the end of that.
So the only thing I'll say is I almost forgot one more thing to talk about on the podcast.
What would we got?
Is I talked about, I think last time I had maybe I hadn't even started it since the last podcast, but I mentioned to you guys that when I went on my failed trip to Texas, I had started watching The Last Dance, the Netflix documentary about the final season of Michael Jordan's Chicago Bulls' 6th championship.
Oh yeah.
All I'll say is that documentary was really good and really well done, and I don't even give a shit about basketball, and it sucked me in hard, and I finished that whole documentary inside of a week.
Nice.
So if you're looking for an interesting documentary, I know I've talked before about like Toys That Made Us and all that stuff, and Movies That Made Us and all these fun shows, but like honestly, there are some documentaries on Netflix that are really good, and I would recommend to anybody, and honestly, I'd recommend Last Dance. It's really fun. Not fun, but like it's just really well done. They jump between the season, the final season, and the struggles they were going through, and kind of tie it back into things that happened in all the previous seasons and everything. And it's really well done, really well edited. They have a lot of really good interviews, so just overall a
It's-
strong recommend.
It's been on my list for a while. Maybe I do need to bump it up.
Yeah, no, it's a fun, and it's it's nice to have something that isn't anime that I don't have to have subtitles and pay super attention to. I can just kind of read
That's what I've been saying.
or just watch when I'm
Look,
like
man, just
going
watch
to
dub.
sleep.
Just go to the dark side of the
Just
force.
watch dub. Dude, I don't know. I think I'm starting to get. You guys have been hearing me for a while, but I honestly think I'm just done with
Done with
anime for a
Yeah,
while.
Tyler's falling out of
Like,
it.
I'm just tired. Like, we do nothing but talk about it. All we do is watch it when we're together. I'm like,
Hey man,
am I wrong?
we
Yeah,
only
but
watched
anime's more
we
fun
only
when you're
watched
watching
one
with other
episode of
people.
Spy X Family together, and that's it.
Honestly, I'm fine with that. And like honestly, like that's why I haven't been like I'm glad I finished 86, but like I'm just like, man, like I want to watch To Your Eternity, but like I literally don't have the
Motivation.
facilities at the moment to
you
like
only have so much in you,
get
and
through it.
if you don't have it for anime, then that's fair.
Yeah. My anime list says something different though, which is funny.
Well, for now, regardless of anything anyone's watching, I think we're gonna finally call it here.
Agreed.
Just
Yep.
short of 2 hours, but over almost 3/4 of that was shit we watched.
We're gonna have to start
Yeah.
putting timestamps for the shit we watch, because otherwise timestamps are becoming pointless.
That's fine. Until next time, my name is Timpedia, and we'll catch you guys later. As everyone else says goodbye, also before I
Yes, because I'm frequent and also
Yeah.
goodbye.
before I press the button.
Just Tyler. Goodbye.
Thanks, everybody. See you next time.